Just days before WWE Crown Jewel 2024, it was reported that Rhea Ripley had suffered an injury that would rule her out for an undisclosed amount of time. Mamie suffered what was officially revealed to be a fractured right orbital socket, consequently getting written off television due to an attack from Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in the infamous NXT parking lot. Ripley's injury put a big dent in Triple H & Co.'s plans for the women's division, given that Mamie is in the middle of arguably the biggest women's feud of the year. With the Survivor Series, War Games 2024 premium live event right around the corner, it most likely put a damper on plans for the women's War Games match, which undoubtedly would have involved Rhea. One wonders how these plans will change now that Mamie is out of action. Without further ado, below are 4 potential women's War Games matchups for the WWE Survivor Series, War Games 2024 PLE following Rhea Ripley's injury. Less than a week after Rhea Ripley was written off WWE programming, a #1 Contenders Battle Royal was held on Raw to determine Liv Morgan's next challenger. Io Sky outlasted every other competitor to earn a shot at the Women's World Championship, last eliminating Lyra Valkyria. It is unknown if the Genius of the Sky will face Morgan at Survivor Series, War Games 2024, or somewhere else. If the plan is not to have a singles match between the two women at the upcoming PLE, Liv and Io could lead opposing teams in the 2024 Women's War Games match. This could see other babyfaces and heels on Raw like Valkyria and Shayna Baszler get involved to complete the lineup. Sky and Morgan could then have their singles title match at Saturday night's main event in December. While Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan have been the backbone of the women's main event scene on Raw, SmackDown's division has also been heating up. Led by reigning WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax, names such as Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, Naomi, Chelsea Green, and more have been building considerable intrigue on the blue brand. Apart from the aforementioned female stars, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair have also undoubtedly dominated the women's division. Could we see the women's War Games teams emerge from the Friday night show? Could it be Team Jax versus Team Bayley/Team Naomi? With very few women's factions active on the blue brand, could Michin and Chelsea pick sides to set up the bout? Only time will tell. Rhea Ripley may be out of in-ring action for the foreseeable future, but she could still be a valuable asset to WWE in a non-wrestling capacity. The Eradicator is arguably the biggest star in the women's division, with her time in the Judgment Day being a big factor in the group's success. Ripley could lend her star power to Survivor Series, War Games 2024, by taking on a role on the sidelines, possibly recruiting a team to take on the side led by Liv Morgan, or even acting as a special guest referee. This would help keep the intensity of their rivalry alive while Mamie is out. In recent weeks, Liv Morgan has racked up an impressive list of rivals in WWE's women's division. On top of being at loggerheads with Rhea Ripley and contending for championship supremacy with Nia Jax at Crown Jewel 2024, the current Women's World Champion also repeatedly picked fights with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. With Ripley injured, Morgan's attention seems to be devoted to generating friction between the reigning WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. This could lead to a Women's War Games match with the EST and the Storm leading a babyface side against Team Liv. Here's a dive into 4 potential matchups for WWE Survivor Series War Games that could build on Rhea Ripley's absence. Ripley's time away leaves a vacuum that promises shifts in WWE's women's division. Here are some exciting possibilities. Key players: Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Zelina Vega versus Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Io Sky. Rhea's absence creates a natural rivalry between 2 of WWE's biggest female stars, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Flair, a formidable veteran who often leads a team in War Games, has the chops and the ego to gather allies against Lynch, who's equally a locker room leader. With Flair rallying Shotzi, an emerging powerhouse in the women's division, and Zelina Vega, whose agility and feisty attitude fit the chaos of War Games, the chemistry of her team would be undeniable. Charlotte might also align herself with Bianca Belair. Belair, the EST of WWE, is a force who thrives in high-stakes scenarios and whose addition could allow the team to be even stronger, especially with her athleticism for ladder and cage spots. On the opposite side, Becky Lynch, the Man, would likely go for a more strategic but bold team. Her right hand, Liv Morgan, could add grit and tenacity. Io Sky, with her War Games experience, would be a perfect asset, as her daredevil stunts could keep fans on edge. Asuka, whose technical prowess and unpredictable moves add a unique flavor, would complete the squad. The match would have tension with clear rivalries. Charlotte and Becky would be front and center, Bianca and Io would deliver high-flying exchanges, and Asuka's technical ability would balance out with Shotzi's hard-hitting style. This matchup has everything needed for an electrifying contest. Key players: Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, Nia Jax, and Tegan Nox versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, Piper Niven, and Kairi Sane. Raquel Rodriguez could shine as the leader of a team, especially given her power moves and past tension with Bayley and damaged CTRL. Raquel could work alongside the tenacious Zoe Stark and Nia Jax, a fearsome addition to her team. With her imposing stature, Nia would fit the War Games environment perfectly, bringing a physical, powerhouse edge. Tegan Nox could round out Raquel's squad. Known for her resilience and crowd favorite status, Nox's addition would generate plenty of buzz, particularly given her ongoing tensions with Bayley. Bayley, on the other hand, could unite her stable in damaged CTRL. Dakota Kai would be critical, given her in-ring IQ and her high-stakes experience in War Games. Piper Niven, known for her brutal force and fearless approach, would complement Bayley's experience. Finally, Kairi Sane would add speed and unpredictability. Returning from her absence, she'd be an emotional anchor, backed by her long-standing partnership with Bayley. Fans would watch for intense face-offs: Raquel and Piper, Zoe and Dakota, and Nox and Bayley. Raquel and Bayley have fought before, but Raquel's War Games leadership would bring something new. With powerhouses, high flyers, and story-fueled tensions, this could be a match worth remembering. Key players: Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, and Candice LeRae versus Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville. With Ripley away, Bianca Belair could be elevated to lead her own team against a fearsome Shayna Baszler-led faction. Baszler has experience in intense stipulations, and with Ronda Rousey as her ally, the team could be quite brutal and intense. Bianca could team up with Jade Cargill, WWE's latest powerful acquisition. This duo alone would make the crowd buzz, as the strength and charisma of both superstars are unmatched. Adding Roxanne Perez and Candice LeRae, who each bring youthful energy and veteran savvy, respectively, would give the team balance. Perez's athleticism, paired with LeRae's experience, would lend the team depth against Baszler's ruthless fighting style. On the flip side, Shayna would likely bring along Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Green's persona is one that fans love to hate, and Sonya, with her MMA background, would complement Baszler's fighting prowess. The fourth slot, Ronda Rousey, would add undeniable star power and unpredictability, creating a near-dominant team on paper. The clash between the athletic Bianca, powerhouse Jade, and Shayna's MMA crew would be gripping. Plus, it would highlight WWE's fusion of different fighting styles, with athleticism against MMA brute force. This matchup would be brutal, intense, and showcase the diversity of WWE's women's division. Key players: Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Sane versus Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Tegan Nox, and Natalya. Damaged CTRL, ever in the thick of WWE's ongoing storylines, would make for a perfect War Games team. With Rhea Ripley on the sidelines, Bayley could recruit her longtime allies to wreak havoc. Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Sane would all bring a mix of athleticism, aggression, and experience in multi-woman matches. To counter this powerhouse faction, Candice LeRae could form a team to stand against them. She could pull in the Way's members, including Indy Hartwell, her closest ally. Indy's recent main roster experience, coupled with her fearless style, would bring balance to the team. Tegan Nox, recently back in the spotlight, would be a great fit here too. Adding Natalya, WWE's veteran, would give the group a credible presence. The rivalry between Damage CTRL and The Way would instantly provide narrative heft. Bayley and Candice's leadership and contrasting styles would center the match, while Kairi and Io's athleticism could counter Indy's fearless attitude. Natalya's technical skills would add depth to her team, while Dakota's willingness to go all out would be a focal point. The setup would be an ode to WWE's evolving storylines and character work, where factions and alliances collide in memorable ways.